What is up, guys? Dzeeff here, and as of yesterday, I think, maybe a few days prior to that, we now know the entire Cyberstrike structure deck, at least for the OCG. So we got the final two new cards. One of them is from like a week ago, but I never got a chance to talk about it. But the most recent reveal, which was the final reveal of the structure deck, oh man, is that card crazy. This card is absolutely insane for Cyberdark players. Now, one of the other cool things from these reveals, and this was like a week ago, but they showed us that there's going to be Infinite Impermanence and a Lightning Storm in the OCG Cyberstrike structure deck. Now, the TCG does not have a great track record when it comes to reprints like this in structure decks. We have seen a lot of great reprints in structure decks, but oftentimes from the OCG, we get some downgrades. For example, with the Spirit Charmer structure deck, in the OCG they had evenly matched in there, but in the TCG we had Regeki instead. So I really doubt that they'll put Lightning Storm in this one structure deck, especially considering with Lightning Storm that the Megatins are just around the corner right after that structure deck, and Lightning Storm is almost certainly going to be a big selling point of those tins because Ignition Assault is getting reprinted in those Megatins. However, I do want to say here, I would not be super surprised if Infinite Impermanence was in this structure deck in the TCG. Like I said, we still have no idea. It is way too early to tell, but that card has received plenty of reprints already, and I think it might finally be time to reprint it in a structure deck as a common. That would be really great, especially for a lot of budget players. Anyway, on to the two new cards. We'll talk about the one that I missed from about a week ago first, and then we'll talk about the really insane one next. And once again here, I want to clarify that these are not the official TCG translations. These are from someone who makes proxies on DeviantArt of OCG reveals. Anyway, Cyberdark Invasion is a continuous trap card that says, once per turn you can activate one of these effects. Target one Cyberdark effect monster you control, equip one dragon or machine monster from either graveyard to that target as an equipped spell that makes it gain 1000 attack. Or you can send one equipped card you control equipped to a machine monster to the graveyard, destroy one card your opponent controls. You can only use each effect of Cyberdark Invasion once per turn. That is pretty good. Now, it might seem a little bit confusing that it says it is a soft once per turn and a hard once per turn at the end there. Basically, it means that if you control two copies of Cyberdark Invasion, each of them can use one of these effects once per turn, but you can't use the same effect twice. So that does kind of matter because it means if you have multiple copies of this card, they aren't really bricks, and that is pretty nice. I like this card. It does turn your equipped spells into Dridents, which don't target, which is pretty nice, and the equipping effect not only is good for boosting your Cyberdark's attack points, but also it could potentially be used as an interruption effect against a dragon or machine type deck. Now that might not sound super relevant, but I mean, right now we have a dragon deck as the best deck in the format, and machines are pretty popular in a lot of formats as well, so that might be better than you think it is. Cyberdark Invasion might not be the craziest new card I've ever seen in the deck, but it is a pretty cool addition to the Cyberdark strategy. Where things get really crazy though is with the next new card, which was the final reveal out of the structure deck, Cyberdark World. This card is incredibly powerful and I can't wait to talk about it, so let's take a look at what it does. Cyberdark World is a continuous spell that says this card is not treated as a Dark World card. That's pretty funny. It does say Dark World in the name in that exact order, so if it did not say that, you could theoretically search this card with like snow, for example. Would anyone realistically do that? Probably not, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe in the TCG it'll have a different name, so they don't have to put that. When this card is activated, you can add one Cyberdark monster from your deck to your hand with a different name from all the cards in your graveyard. During your main phase, you can, immediately after this card resolves, normal summon one Cyberdark monster. You can only use this effect of Cyberdark World once per turn. If you would equip a monster or monsters from your graveyard with a Cyberdark monsters effect that activates when normal or special summoned, you can equip monsters from your opponent's graveyard instead. said. You can only activate one Cyberdark World per turn. Holy crap, this card is crazy. This really brings together all of the previous Cyberdark cards that have been released in Yu-Gi-Oh! Not only the originals, not only the more recent support, but also the support we've already seen in this structure deck. I think it's kind of interesting how they revealed this card last. Personally, I think it would have been better to reveal this card first because it really does change how we look at Cyberdarks as an archetype. So it is what it is, but I think I personally would have revealed Cyberdark World a lot sooner. Anyway, how good is this card? It is pretty darn good. It is a starter card because it adds a Cyberdark monster from your deck to your hand. I feel like you'll probably grab Cannon or Claw in 90% of the situations. Cannon can then be discarded to add another Cyberdark monster from your deck to your hand, which can go into one of the originals to set up your starting combos, and Claw can be discarded to add Cyberdark spell or trap cards, which is pretty great. You can grab Cyberdark Impact, you can grab Cyberdark Inferno, maybe you even grab the new trap card that we just looked at. So this card is a starter, which is great, but also it's an extender. You can get that extra normal summon, which helps you push through negations or interruptions, and that's really helpful because the current Cyberdark deck is not very good at pushing through any form of interruptions. And then you have that final effect, which is probably the least relevant part of this card. It's very similar to the trap card, but it only works on normal or special summons, so not as versatile as that trap, which can be used as sort of a DD Crow on your opponent's turn, but it is pretty cool, especially if dragons and machines are seen play. That being said, Cyberdark World is a huge card for Cyberdark fans, and I know that it'll be a staple 3 of in virtually every single Cyberdark deck. The Cyberstrike structure deck has been really interesting to follow. You have some Cyber Dragon support, you have some Cyberdark support, and you have some support that is supposed to combine the two archetypes. Now that all of the cards in the deck have been revealed, I think it's pretty safe to say that I don't think that a Cyberdark Cyber Dragon deck is going to work out, at least in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! But I think that individually Cyber Dragons and Cyber Darks even are a lot better off after this structure deck releases. Maybe some people are going to be disappointed that you can't combine Cyberdarks and Cyber Dragons as well as some people thought you might be able to, but personally I don't think that really matters. I think it was more an excuse to give Cyber Dragons and Cyber Dark support at the exact same time. Yes, there are some crossover cards, but realistically I think you'll still see the decks played separately. Please let me know in the comment section below how you feel about the Cyberstrike structure deck. Personally, I'm pretty excited for it, and I think a lot of people are, but I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Goodbye.